Hi, I'm Sue Cheung and I'm the author and illustrator of Maddy Yip. And this is the first time I've written for this age range, and this is a series. This is book 1 and it's called Maddy Yip's Guide to Life, and I'm going to read you an extract now. Saturday. Ugh, weekends are officially ruined. Mum was only meant to childmind the Tatlock's twins during the week, but now they are coming on Saturdays too. Yesterday, while I was at school, they sneaked into my room and painted a stegosaurus on the wall with ketchup. Then they wiped their dirty hands all over my favourite Kermit t-shirt. How can 3.5-year-olds be so evil? Dad thought I was overreacting when I asked for a lock on my door. Just wait until they smear goo all over his pristine magnolia walls. You'll see who is crying then. I planned a trip to the shop with Dev, so I didn't have to be in when Ted and Todd, aka Evil Twins, arrived. Dev is my best mate. We're both 11, but bonded at infant school after discovering our shared love of armpit farts. We were about to leave the house when Mr. Tatlock came walking down the path with Evil Twins. He gave Mam a bag of toys, said thanks and left. When me and Dev went to leave, Mam said, "And where do you think you're going?" I said, "To buy snacks." "No, you're not," she said. "The pipes just burst under the sink and water's going everywhere, so you're looking after the twins while I fix it." What? But I wasn't qualified to be in charge of these mini thugs. I've seen them smash ladybirds in with a hammer. Imagine what they could do to me. Dev said he didn't mind helping. He thinks the twins are entertaining. He would. He goes to drama club, where everybody loves a scene. I was about to argue back, but Mam was giving me that glare that can crack concrete a mile off, so I thought better of it. She goes boxing at the gym and is hard as nails. We took the twins into the back garden, where Todd immediately picked up a plant pot and smashed it on the ground to smithereens. Brilliant. I grabbed them both and shoved them on their tricycles while we swept up the mess. The next thing we heard was Mr. Pike shouting next door. We turned around and Ted was trying to chuck our cat over his fence. Mr. Pike is a grumpy codger with a face like a chewed toffee. Dad's words, not mine. He hates Fuzzface and has threatened to take the law into his own hands if she ever uses his alpine rockery as a litter tray again. I didn't want any trouble, so I grabbed the hose and aimed it at Ted. "Put the cat down and step away from the fence," I told him in my most authoritative voice. He didn't respond, so I signalled to Dev to turn on the tap. It was only meant to be a light spray, but the water came blasting out and knocked Ted off the bucket he was standing on. Fuzzface yowled and pounced on Todd, who also fell over. Then all three got up and ran into the house covered in mud. "Quick, Dev, stop them!" I yelled, but it was too late. Mam marched out, pointing at the house. "Have you seen the mess in there?" Mr. Pike looked pleased that we were in trouble. I turned the tap off sheepishly. Gun, my granddad, wandered out to see what was going on. He was dunking a coaster into a cup of tea thinking it was a biscuit. He is as blind as a bat without his glasses on. Dev rubbed off some specks that had landed on his tie-dye leggings and tried to be helpful by saying to Mam, "I've heard Sparkle Liquid's Oxy formula is proven to remove 100% of stains." "Yeah, well get on with it then," said Mam. "This house needs a proper clean and you're all doing it now." She pointed at me and said, "There's still dry ketchup on your bedroom wall for a start," which I thought was unfair considering it was the twins that did it. "And Jack can clean his petri dish of a room too," she shouted up at his bedroom window. The window opened and my big brother Jack shouted down at me aggressively, "You owe me for this." He is 14 and trying to grow a moustache. He was probably mad at me because he planned to go to town to impress some girl with the 3 wispy chin hairs and monobrow he has managed so far. Dev shuffled out of the side gate and sang out, "See ya, wouldn't want to be ya." So much for being a loyal friend. While the man cleaned up Evil Twins, I had to clean the living room. It seemed like a relatively easy job until I saw the billion cat paw prints on every single surface. My arm was aching by the time I got to the cabinet. I am not cut out for manual labour. I am only 4'6". The cabinet is full of trophies and prizes. Ollie, my little brother, has the most. 1 for swimming, 1 for football, and 1 for hacky sack, whatever that is. I noticed he didn't have one for biggest blabbermouth though. He is excellent at that. Jack has 2 framed school certificates, Mam has a boxing medal, and a gun has Best Exotic Vegetable Rosette. Dad doesn't have a prize. He's got a silver tankard with a miniature schnauzer on that he hand-etched himself. He is dead creative. It was then that I suddenly realised all my family are good at something except me. I tried to think if I had any talents. I did knit a scarf once. It never got finished, so I gave it to Dad for a Christmas as a bookmark. I tried roller skating too, but could only go in one direction. Unfortunately, that direction was straight into a gigantic bramble bush. It took Mam a whole day to tweeze the thorns out of my shins. I was trying to think of more things when Dad appeared with a hoover. I didn't realise the carpet was this colour underneath all this dirt, he commented, surprised. He's not used to tidying. He is normally rifling through people's skips in his spare time and bringing back rubbish so he can make useful things out of them. I went upstairs out of his way and scuttled past Jack's open door. "Oi, Nat, come here," he shouted. Ugh. I crept into his room. "Yes," I said. "I was meant to be meeting mates in town. Now look at me." He was holding a pink feather duster, so I couldn't look at him without laughing in his face. Nut, by the way, sounds like an affectionate term, but it's not. He calls me that because I once got a roasted peanut wedged up my nose when I was 5. I nearly got taken to hospital, but Dad threw pepper in my face and I sneezed it out. Jack thought it was so gross, he has never let me forget about it since. "You're not getting away with this," he said. "Okay, I get the message," I answered, holding my hands up. I still wondered what I was good at. So I asked Jack what he thought, and he said, "Shoving peanuts up your nose." Great. Nobody had warned me that spring cleaning required effort. I had disinfected the skirting boards, removed cobwebs, and even hoovered the curtains. I didn't go as far as sorting my socks into matching pairs though. I will never be that dull. While tidying, I found a miniature plastic trophy under the bed, which had been forgotten about. I won it in a game of Pin the Tail on the Donkey at Bella Brady's birthday party when I was 6. It might have been a pretend trophy, but it was evidence that I was good at something. I thought about putting it in the cabinet, but worried if Jack found it, he would probably ridicule me with yet another stupid nickname, such as Donkey, or even worse, Ass. I didn't throw it away. You never know when a miniature plastic trophy might come in useful one day. Maybe Ollie knew what I might be good at. He was in our room too, cleaning. That's right, I had to share a room with my 7-year-old brother. Dad put a divider curtain across the middle. It hasn't helped. It just means that even though I am shielded from Ollie's ugly mug, I can still hear him talking to Luke Skywalker, his action figure, not the actual greatest Jedi the galaxy has ever known. "What do you think I'm good at?" I asked Ollie. "Ruining my life," he sulked. "Yeah, sorry about that," I said, not sorry at all. "Will you clean my half of the room if I give you a quid?" I asked. "No." "2 quid?" "No." "2 quid and a packet of pickled onion crocodile crunches?" "Mam!" God, little brothers are such a pain. I didn't want Mam going mad at me again, so I went downstairs and hid in Agung's room. Agung is Dad's dad. He moved over from Hong Kong a few years ago and lives in the garage. People might think that is cruel, but the garage conversion is actually the best room in the house. It is massive and has a bed, sofa, telly and kettle. A total palace compared to my pathetic half-room hovel. Agung was watching a quiz show, which is bonkers because he can hardly speak English. Apart from Dad, who speaks Chinese, everyone has to communicate with Agung by talking English in slow motion and doing terrible sign language. Someone on the telly had won and was getting handed a trophy. Then I remembered the cabinet full of trophies and it made me feel depressed again. I needed to find my talent or I would forever be a loser. Well, thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed that extract and I hope you really enjoy reading the rest of Maddy Yip. And thank you World Book Day Book Club for making it the title for August. Goodbye.